Whew, hi. I've been busy making guides as there's a lot of little things in this pack, but I wanted to come back to the channel. We went over the university system with roommates and dorms in my last video, but we didn't really look at any of the other things in Discover University. So I'm going to give a rundown of what these other gameplay features do and check out their pros and cons. A robotics skill is the first thing I want to look at, and it really deserves its own video, but it's actually a pretty cool skill in the utility bots and servos area, but it has a few issues. Because it's nice, but not everything's peachy, okay? I'd say it's one of the only things I found annoying out of the side features, the ones that exist anyway, unlike traits. With robotics, you can craft toys and make a little money. But the bigger bots seem to be such a parts sink that it's really not worth making this your main funding source. Now the bigger bots are cool. Your sim can turn them on with the remote and they'll hover about like worker bees and take care of what they're supposed to take care of. If something breaks down, Fixer Bot can handle it for you, or the gardening bot can flutter about the garden tending thing. They're a great help and I would say a good reward for the time sink. See, you need to craft computer chips and mechanisms to craft things at the robotics workstation. And you'll need to do a lot of this on the computer in order to order parts. By the dozens, and I'm not exaggerating here, it really shows how outdated some of our menus are, with the need to let a player just punch in a number or have some way to add 10 at a time. Because to order 99 parts, you literally must click plus 99 times. I really did burn through 99 parts in record time working on this skill. Here's a little tip, by the way. If you have testing cheats on and shift click the robotics workstation, you can actually get a load of parts into the Active Sims inventory. It's a big help if you're far into this and don't want to keep grinding out parts. It includes stuff like plumbing parts too. God, I wish you could just order a box of parts and pay some bulk rate to get them legitimately. You eventually get the ability to craft a cybernetic enhancement, a robot arm that's connected to your spine. It's really sweet looking. This gives you a +1 higher robotics skill while wearing it and increases the speed you gain robotics skill by 25%, but it also speeds up the crafting process by 20% for like everything physically crafted, as far as I'm able to tell. That's just awesome. As for making money, I made an attempt to sell a bot I'd made because I heard you could make money with this skill, and in particular selling bots. I'd put 1,500 simoleons and tons of parts into it, and it sold for 800. It sort of reminds me of Realm of Magic shipping without potion prices. Anyway, I lost way over $1,000 on this sell. I noticed that when upgraded, the price got a bit better, but the way parts are, it's just too much of a hassle to keep upgrading these guys if I don't want to keep them. There are just better ways to make money in The Sims. Another thing about robotics is that it can be a shockingly time-consuming skill to level, as you'll get zapped regularly. And this is going to lock you out for a few hours unless you want to risk death, because getting shocked twice will kill you. In case someone asked, I did check to see if handiness might help with the random zaps, but it's not involved. So you might start a session, even be focused, but that doesn't help prevent it. And you get shocked and you have to do something else while dazed. And dazed is basically the worst moodlet in the game for everything. I guess it's the price you pay, but why is my sim so careless? I got zapped over 20 times while on my way to the top. I know, because after about the 4th time, I started counting. The regular bots you can make all have a function and will seek work while they're on. They can be upgraded a whopping 10 times each, getting a perk to either durability or the duration of battery or maybe how rapidly it charges. So if you really like one type, you can keep sinking parts into it to make it better. And I'm all for that. That's awesome. Just not the way it's carried out, making or buying one part at a time. At level 8, Servo unlocks, and it can be programmed with a gender, and you can choose the look. When activated, they join your household and take up one of the slots, while the regular bots do not. Servo can be upgraded with a few things, and you can program them with a number of the same traits regular Sims can have. They need fun and social, but otherwise just have charge and durability. Don't let them run to 0 in durability, or your servo can essentially die if you take too long to repair it. They should be kept out of water in any form. So don't woohoo in the shower with them, as apparently that's a bad idea. Servo's upgrades are kind of neat, and you can even put in a nanny module that'll make Servo take care of babies and toddlers. But remember, all these upgrades will need you to queue up tons of the computer chips and mechanisms I talked about. I wish we could make several at once. I think that would alleviate that complaint. The other new skill in this pack is research and debate. It's pretty simple, but I just love it. It's a skill that teaches your sim to learn, and it has a strong synergy with the core education system. Overall, my first Sims experience would have been very different had I started with a few levels in this, because it increases the rate you do homework by a big chunk. It stacks with the study spot lot trait to further improve that. As you level, you'll also speed up the rate your sim completes presentations and term papers. Really good. This skill has a side money maker and the ability to contribute knowledge with the 12,000 simoleon research archive machines. I'll give you a tip. Join the debate club. We'll talk about that later. It has another side to it and the ability to convince other Sims to do things for you, like making them do homework or cleaning up. This has a 4-hour global cooldown whether you succeed or not, so try to be in a good mood, as it may improve your odds a little bit when you ask. It's just as useful for Foxbury students, but it is used as part of the Debate Guild organization for Brightchester University students. There are, I think, 3 organizations on each campus that you can join to get a little more incentive to raise the new skills and attend events. Head to the information kiosk on your Sims campus and look at the event schedule. This will tell you when they're meeting, and it's a simple matter of asking to join for all but one of them. Once you're in, you have access to the organization panel, the same place they put clubs. And you can now see the upcoming events much easier. You'll have a list of tasks to complete here as well. Foxbury has an honor society, a spirit guild, and robotics society. Brightchester has debate, art, and another school spirit organization. This will let you unlock some new abilities as you can rank up in these a couple times. Being in one of these organizations isn't super time consuming. You'll have at least 1 or 2 events per week, but completing tasks for them and being friendly with other members will gradually increase your rank, and you do get some nice rewards for doing this. There is one more organization you can join from either school, the Order of Enchantment, which is the secret society. I'll get into those last so that anyone who wants to dodge spoilers can do so. There are actually a total of 5 new careers in this pack, though 2 of them require you to be enrolled in university and don't offer pay. They're kind of like part-time jobs. They're soccer team and esports. Getting high rank in these can actually lead to an offer to quit and join a professional team immediately. Like leave school, pack up, we're done. Other than cast stuff you might unlock, I think this is the main goal. The other 3 are law, engineering, and education. Each of them are work from home style careers, and you won't find many rewards in these, like Teachers' special interactions on the computer were not in particular very useful. However, the mechanical engineer unlocks a special exosuit that pairs well with the robotics skill, and computer engineers get a helmet. There are a couple of new objects with unique abilities in this pack, namely the new bikes, which can be used as your main transportation for long distances. They're much better on the Brightchester campus as it has less stairs. The other new object that's pretty cool is the I See Ya chest. Each one you put down can be named and has its own unique inventory. So you can label these by collectible type or whatever you like and organize your Sims home. Since there are multiple colors, you can easily identify which chest is which. I'm sure at least some of you saw my video on objects with new gameplay, and I'm sad to say I haven't found any yet in this pack that aren't tied to skills. I mean, there's kegs, but that's mostly for your sim to have fun and goof around and be a jackass, and not really adding anything to your play in a way that's meaningful in the way this celestial crystal crown might. On top of all these little things is the education system in the pack. It's the main attraction here, to be able to go to school, live in a dorm, or off campus. Overall, I did like this system, just felt there could have been improvements in presentation. The lack of info on grades in the careers panel when your classes are scheduled is made a little better by using the phone's version of Check for Grades, as it does them all at once. All in all, going to college brings out some of the best of Sims as a time management game, as it can be fairly hectic with 4 classes, and especially if you attempt to participate in the university organizations, or maybe even worse, one of those and esports or soccer. This would keep you constantly on your toes, but research and debate and a good routine with the study spotlight trait can fix that up. You can, of course, exploit your friends and make them do your homework. Coming from Sims 3, I'm pretty bitter, and I think we all should be, that it appears we've given up on new traits and aspirations as a feature in every pack. It's just like clothes and build items, they should be expected. We got one new aspiration, and it's essentially a walkthrough of the research skill and getting a diploma. Okay, so now on to the Secret Society. I won't talk about their lore, which is doable with the new research machine once you're in the group. Then you can learn a bit about them. You'll find them meeting in the woods near Pepper's Pub on Wednesday and Friday nights after 10 p.m. These guys scatter if you show up at one of their meetings, but they'll openly welcome you if you make a good offering. Making an offering to academic success can be done at your university's main statue. You know, the one that the students are always throwing toilet paper on and defacing. We know that rare crystals and metals work, but they also appear to like baked goods, but they have to be excellent quality. Here's the thing about that. I don't see how you can get the baked goods if you live on campus, anyway, because you're not allowed to have a stove. So the option seems easiest for Sims who live off campus or have a family in town or are close friends with someone with an oven. Remember that Sims will stop you from cooking in their homes, so you have to come up with a way to bake for them in the first place. There's probably something I'm not thinking of. By bake, I think it means things like cakes that count as desserts, not just baking skill from get to work. Once you make an offering to them, they'll actually show up at night to pay you a visit and invite you to join. There's a bunch of great things about being in this group in that you get really powerful moodlets from the sprites. These don't just impact mood, oh no. They also give you a big boost to career performance, and this does include class. That's the focused one, but the inspired one also boosts the chances of masterpiece quality works or excellent quality cooking. It's really good stuff. So yes, you can rank up in the Secret Society just as you would rank up in the Debate Guild. Just complete tasks and be friendly with other members. I think that you need to show up at meetings in order to really benefit from being friendly, but there's always new things to learn. And I haven't gone that deep into it yet. I've been at it for several days now, trying to make as many pages as I can about this pack. I may do some in-depth stuff about a couple of the topics in this video, but that'll have to wait. I I probably still got about 10 pages to make. It's paid off though. The site had a record-setting day, and so did the channel just recently. I think we'll hit 40,000 subs today, which is awesome. Thanks a lot for all your support, you people who stay here to the end. It's really been a fun coverage, even if it can be hectic. Thanks for watching and have a great week.